Our main goals this year are one, to raise the level of philanthropy in our area by increasing the awareness and visibility of the great work that our local nonprofits are doing in our community. And two, to help these nonprofits learn to more effectively work together and use current tools in the social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., to market their services and engage new donors. So that being said, speaking of Facebook, if everybody could smile, we're gonna take a couple of pictures, and when I bring up the first speaker, I'll be in the back putting them on the Give Big Facebook page. So if you're ready, let's get some smiling. Yeah, give big. Yeah, I'm gonna tag every one of you, absolutely. I love it. Lorna. Third, and most importantly, we want to raise a significant amount of money for our local nonprofits in one day. And what day is that, you ask? Maybe Tuesday, November 12th, or as we like to chant, pretty good, one more time. Very nice. All right, with that, I want to bring up our first speaker. Please welcome the President and CEO of the Community Foundation, Dr. Jonathan Yorba.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for being here. It's my distinct honor to be here to extend an expanded welcome to everybody. And in particular, I worked for the city of Riverside, and I'm so proud that when I worked for the city, this was one of the things that we worked on, the Greer Pavilion. And this is a place that represents such great hope. So whenever we have an event, I'm so honored that it takes place here. If you look at the pillars, you see words such as diversity and truth and the wonderful quote. So please take a look if you haven't been to the Greer Pavilion before. It's my distinct honor as well to be able to thank our sponsors, our Rain Cross sponsors and some others, without whom we wouldn't be able to carry out the work that we're doing. So I'm going to name them at the very end if you would join me in a round of applause. Our Rain Cross sponsors are the Norris Group, the City of Riverside, the Press Enterprise, Greater Riverside Chambers of Commerce, our heritage sponsors, our Bank of America, the City of Riverside Public Utilities, the Art Institute of California, the Inland Empire, the PIC Group of Young Professionals. We have the Board of Supervisors for the County of Riverside, and Seizing Our Destiny, the Movement for Riverside's Prosperous Future. Please join me in thanking our sponsors. This has been really in many ways a labor of love by a lot of people. And I would like you to also help me acknowledge the many volunteers, the people involved who've been working tirelessly so that we have a great event on 11, 12, 13. Would the Give Big Riverside Task Force please stand up so we can salute you and thank you collectively. I can talk underwater, and I've been told I have just a little bit of time, otherwise they're going to get the hook out. But I'm going to tell you about something that the Community Foundation does in partnership with the County of Riverside. We also do it with the County of San Bernardino, and that is we produce the Community Indicators Report. They're outside on the table, and I urge you to take them, and this is why. It is a snapshot, a hard and fast look at the issues facing our community. And for those of you who are in the nonprofit sector or in the for-profit sector, when you care about this community, you want to improve it. Take a look at the issues, whether it's the business climate, whether it's education, family safety, etc. It will help you make the argument for why we need such things such as a Give Big Riverside. And in particular, our sector, the nonprofit business sector, This is what it says in the book. Why is it important? A well-funded nonprofit business sector is integral to a healthy and stable community. Foundation grants can provide critical funding for community services and charitable organizations, helping to bridge the gap between government programs and local needs. The nonprofit business sector is also a valuable contributor to the local economy, providing jobs, purchasing goods and services from a variety of local businesses, and contributing to local, state, and federal taxes. We need to support this sector. I urge you to tell all of your friends and family and colleagues to give Big Riverside 11, 12, 13. Thank you. And now I get to bring up the chair of the board of the Community Foundation. He's an outstanding leader, a really good heart, and a really good guy. Please join me welcoming Mr. Jim Cuevas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Cuevas, the chair of the Community Foundation. Today, we're all here to celebrate the launch of Give Big Riverside. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy day to be at an event which will, over time, change the culture, change philanthropy in our great city of Riverside. Give Big Riverside has many positive attributes. Yes, we are here helping to strengthen the nonprofit sector with training in social media and online fundraising. And it's true that we are here raising awareness of the great need in our community. And of course, Give Big Riverside is also about money raised for each nonprofit. But another goal of Give Big Riverside and a goal of the Community Foundation is to increase the culture of philanthropy in our great city. As you will see in a few minutes, the task force has done some amazing things to attract new and young donors, to get their attention and to give them opportunity to experience the joy of giving through the Give Big Riverside website. I know firsthand that Riversiders are generous and that philanthropy is occurring here in our great city each and every day. Give Big Riverside, with its opening donation of just $10, gives everyone the opportunity to participate in philanthropy and make a difference. Make a difference in a child's life. Make a difference in a struggling mother or struggling father's life. Make a difference in one of our seniors' lives. The board of the Community Foundation is behind this effort, supporting it wholeheartedly. The hard work of the task force in many ways. I encourage all nonprofit board members present tonight to reach out to their organizations, staff, and ask how you can help support their Give Big Riverside efforts. Perhaps it's making phone calls, manning a phone bank the day of the event, or creating a video for their Razoo page. I know your organization will have some creative ideas for you if you just ask. The data from last year shows that the common link between most successful nonprofits was an energetic and engaged board. Of course, don't forget to ask your fellow board members to also make a contribution, make a donation. I want to wish each participating nonprofit a successful and meaningful campaign this year. Let's start counting 11, 12, 13, and all give big. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And now, representing the nonprofit that finished in the #1 spot on last year's Give Big Riverside Day, from Riverside Life Services, their executive director, Casey Engel.
Hi. First, I want to ask a quick question. How many of you had heard about Riverside Life Services before Give Big Riverside? Yeah, very, very few. We've been around for about 40 years, and what we do is we help women in crisis pregnancies. So they asked me to answer 3 questions. The first question is, why did we participate? And when it started with an email from my friend Damien, and it was actually pretty late in the campaign, and I was just thinking about, is this something that we want to participate in? And I really liked the idea of gamified giving. So I'm very competitive, and I like a little friendly competition. It also created a little buzz, and that was kind of fun. I also like the camaraderie of giving. On the day of, I gave to my nonprofit as well as several other nonprofits, and I was, me and my husband were all excited and calling our friends like, hey, this nonprofit needs some help, give them $10, so it was really fun. I also liked, the second thing I liked about it is that even if you didn't win, the real winner was the city of Riverside, because every nonprofit is getting supported. And lives are being affected in our city, which I really loved about that. I also liked that giving through social media reaches a younger generation, which I haven't really tapped into yet in my donor base. And so it's been really cool because the barrier to entry is only $10. And so we're just like encouraging and kind of developing younger donors, which they really got involved and they really enjoyed it. So another thing, the other question is, how did we participate? We participated through sharing our story, and that's by showing videos and pictures and telling our clients stories of how their lives were impacted through Riverside Life Services. And I do subscribe to several of our other nonprofits' Facebook feeds, and I'm really enjoying seeing how FSA and some different, the King Marching Band, how their organizations are also impacting lives in our city. We won, so we got a $5,000 bonus from the Community Foundation, but we also had made about $10,000 on that day. Some of that's matching funds, so in all about $15,000. But what it also did, besides gain us new donors, was it reactivated some lapsed donors, because when they saw how well we had been doing and how much community support that we had, they kind of got re-excited about our organization, and I actually got a $10,000 check in the mail in December from one of those people. So that was also really awesome and unexpected. I just really want to encourage you that if you know any other nonprofits that have not yet signed up, that it's not too late to just go ahead and sign up, because I signed up really late in the game last year, and I had to hustle, but it wasn't hard. Sharing your story is always pretty easy. Just take it down, get someone to sign off, get them to sign off on their story. You don't want to share just people's stories, but it works really well. Also, in an economy where it's kind of difficult to raise funds, it's kind of nice riding on the coattails of the Community Foundation, who is spending, a lot advertising the event for you, and kind of, creating the website that's collecting the money, and so it's actually a really good idea, I think, for nonprofits to go ahead and sign up. And talking to your board of directors is key. Let me just tell you, or kind of spell it out. Let's say you have 7 board members on your board. If each board member found 10 people to give $10, that would be 70 unique donors that you would have right there. So it's really easy to get up on that leaderboard through your board of directors. And so I just encourage board members to gamification, use that to their advantage, and compete against each other, who can get the most donors. And I just really appreciate being invited to speak, and thank you so much to the Community Foundation for putting this event on. And I'm really excited hopefully I'll win, but to be a participant this year.
I know you're planning on winning again. We'll see about that. Next up, I have the honor of bringing up someone who has committed a career to building a stronger local economy in the greater Riverside area. Please join me in welcoming the President and CEO of the Greater Riverside Chambers and Commerce, Cindy Robb.
Thank you, Matt. Good evening, Riverside. I tend to do that good morning, Riverside, at 6:30 a.m. and 7 sometimes, so good evening sounds nice. On behalf of the Greater Riverside Chambers of Commerce, I'm proud to be here to represent the collaboration of business with nonprofits for the Give Big Riverside campaign. Like the business community, the nonprofits are an essential component to the fabric of our community. They contribute to the arts. They take care of those in need and stimulate the economic vitality of our community. Last year, the Chamber stepped in as a sponsor in the Give Big Riverside campaign, urging the business community to give back to assist the nonprofits in our region. Give Back Riverside helped to strengthen the local generosity and develop the new philanthropists at all levels, and that's critical in looking at everybody that we can reach out to. You may not know, but the Chamber has 135 nonprofit and community organizations within our membership, which is 11% of our members in the Chamber. So it's very important in looking and working together on what we can do to help build the community and help strengthen them, because many of them, they operate just like a business, and we've got to make sure that they continue to grow. You know, we could all tell a story of how our nonprofits have touched each of us in some way. And that's what we need to remember, how it's touched each one of us. Whether it was hospice being there for Timely Woodruff and our pick, that touches me right here all the time. I counted on them, I needed them. Whether it was Habitat for Humanity, building homes for our veterans coming home that were disabled and needed special assistance in their homes. And then this last 2 years ago, Leadership Riverside, the class of 2012, if any of them are here, they reached out to Path of Life and they put on their first ever fundraiser with Path of Life, and they raised over $70,000 in that first year. Yeah, that's right. And that was the Leadership Riverside program of the Chamber. And they've now done it for the second year, and I think Christy McNee is going to go for the third. So again, it shows the partnership of everybody working together to make this community a better place for all. The Chamber is proud to assist our nonprofits through Give Big and call our community to action, supporting the organizations that do so much for all of us. This year, we're going to focus the attention on Give Big Riverside by promoting the program at Good Morning Riverside at 7 a.m. in the morning in front of 250 people. We're going to promote this program, make sure everybody's aware of it. We will be e-blasting to those 1,300 members that we have, of which represents over 100,000 jobs in the area, which is critical. Reminding at every board meeting, you're going to hear it and hear it and hear it to Give Big Riverside. Reaching out through our newspaper, putting it on our website, but most importantly, making the donation on November 12, 2013. So I ask each of you, as we're here, to join us supporting our nonprofits, help transform the fabric of the community and the lives of its citizens in the city of Riverside. Thank you, and give big, Riverside.
Thank you, Cindy. Before we move to our final speaker, we've had a couple of folks join us. I want to recognize from Ward 2, Councilman Andy Melendrez, and City Manager Scott Barber. And now it's my privilege to bring to the podium the man. He walks, he bikes, he even fireball runs occasionally. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of the city of Riverside, our mayor, Honorable Rusty Bailey.
Give big, folks. Well, if you haven't been watching the news, either this weekend or today, federal government shutdown reminds us, right? Reminds us that we shouldn't rely too much on outside funding, especially government funding, to solve local problems and support important local values. When you look at the core values on the Greer Pavilion, on the mosaic, you have 4 of them. Thanks, Dr. Yorber, for reminding me there. We're diverse, we're inclusive, we're committed, right? And we're proud. And I think you see that commitment here today, and that pride in Riverside that continues to grow. So we know last year, and we've heard that Give Big was a game changer for us, right? We're stepping up into a more innovative way of giving, using technology to do that. Everybody's got 2 phones on them, right? I'm shooting from both hips. There he is, the city manager is with me, right? I'm shooting from both hips this year when I give big, and you should too. We obviously are pleased with the results from last year, and I want to give those to you tonight. If you didn't know, last year 93 nonprofits participated, and this year I heard Sherry just told me that we have more than that, 95 and growing, participating this year. And we know that the seeds of giving were spread far and wide last year because we have a council member from Corona, Eugene, who tapped into the seeds of giving, right? And we have Alvord, where you have the schools, school districts that have tapped into this innovative way of giving. So those seeds of giving have spread far and wide and are growing, continuing to grow. We see that. I'm confident that the excitement generated last year is going to evolve into even more sustained. That's what we're here for, sustained level of giving each year. So here are the results again from last year. 2,701 donations made by almost 2,000 unique donors. And that's truly the emphasis, is we want to broaden that base of giving. We want to get some more unique donors, including this year, my daughters. I think that that's the emphasis that I'm going to put in this year, is to my 7 and 11-year-old to say, look, you can give to a nonprofit and using their own money. We just started a new tradition in our family of giving them some money each month to be able to tithe and be able to give to some worthy causes. And so I'm looking forward to that connection that they can make to giving and plant those seeds for the long run, and to educate them on what the nonprofits do in our community, because the government can't do everything, probably shouldn't do everything. And so this is an opportunity for them to learn about how we improve the quality of life for future generations, such as them and their children. And so I think that this is a perfect seizing our destiny moment to be able to educate future generations of Riversiders, to look at ways to gamify and to extend their philanthropy, and to connect with local nonprofits that are doing incredible things every day and touching lives wherever they go. So I look forward to participating in this year's Give Big Riverside, and I encourage all Riversiders to get online on at what time? 12:01 a.m. You can start giving until 12 p.m. Is that how it goes? Does anybody know the difference, a.m., p.m.? All right, we'll figure that out. But we're all going to give big this year. We're gonna beat last year's donation total of $207,450. And the last thing I want to encourage you to do. Donations came from 33 states. That was a statistic that triggered some encouragement to me, is there are Riversiders outside of our state that might want to give back to what we're doing here. So think about your family, your friends, your classmates from high school that are living elsewhere but should be connected to what we're doing here, and help encourage them to continue to give back and give big to Riverside. God bless you all for what you do. God bless Riverside.